I'm so glad I get to make a character for a campaign that I don't get to be in.
I don't know if John want to be in my campaign.
Why not?
Well, I remember we played one time with him, and he played Man Meat. No, yeah, Man Meat.
No,
Man Meat was
ham
a
steak.
barbarian. He was 5th edition, and he killed Jake's bag fox.
I thought he was ham steak.
That's what it was, ham steak. And it was something with meat in it. Gonna double check audio. Since 7 o'clock, I guess we'll start playing D&D and streaming. Last week, I'm pretty sure most of it was spent canoodling with the Carapace and Bartholomew, and then interrogating Garl, and then leaving Garl dead, and interrogating somebody else, a man whose tongue was cut out. I think we pick up there after the party had realized Lena had gone missing.
I also did a lot of lawful good things.
Yeah, lawful good things happened. Like, a pervert was spotted.
Yeah,
and then nothing happened, and the pervert was released.
Lawful good.
Lawful good. Perverts are chaotic evil, so it's okay to make fun of them.
Let's see.
He introduced them to the public. What happened with him? Did he just run away?
I know that Barbosa wants to travel out to the Dragonsmith and get some kind of armor made. But we also have to break up that guy's
Bartholomew and I were supposed to do. We're supposed to do fun stuff.
Yep.
But then he's like, I have a job.
Does the party want to break up Garl's loot? He had loot on him, or does you not want to worry about that?
Let's do it.
The loot.
Alright, everybody make search checks.
I take a 20.
I'm gonna search all his secret crevices.
I already did that.
Shoves my rocky fist straight up his butt.
Shove my rocky butt straight up his fist.
That's just what he wanted.
This was his plan. Ooh, 16. I'm gonna search.
Alright, we'll start with Barbosa at the bottom. Barbosa, you find 1,600 gold pieces, mainly in ingots, in a in a medium-sized chest.
Where did he have the chest?
His butt.
He was a very large person, so it was just in like a sling on his back when you guys destroyed him.
Okay, so how much was it?
It's 1,600 gold pieces.
In his butt. We are having great content tonight. I apologize.
Yeah, butts and pooping, butts and pooping, butts and poop.
Did I find anything else?
You also find a glove, 3 daggers that feel magical, an adventurer's kit, and a nondescript looking bag.
That's the best kind of bag, Morgan. Anything could be in it, even a descript looking bag.
Are the gloves magical?
It's only 1 glove, and it does feel magical, but you can't place what kind of magic it is without checking.
Without an arcane?
Yep.
Alright. What is the Carapace? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, and
I see butterflies in the sky.
See, Carapace finds a rod that was hidden in the man's top part of his shoe, his boot.
Was that? What does it do?
It's magic. You want to try to play with it?
Yeah.
When you swing it about, a limp rope flops out onto the ground.
Oh, rod of ropes! I am become lying Batman. Is it a rod of ropes?
It is. Yeah, it's a rod of ropes.
I'm actually gonna add that to my character sheet.
Cool.
I am engaged.
Let's see. You also find a pair of dice that were in his cufflink.
Ooh, are these magic?
They don't feel innately magic.
I'm gonna keep them anyway.
Boulder, you reach into
But
I was gonna say into his hair, and you find a small concealed lockpick set.
his hair.
Yep.
Okay. Caresses his hair gently.
Big bunch of metal falls out.
You are such a bastard.
I don't get it.
Cool. You have officially looted Garl. Does anybody want to break it up in a different way?
Well, if what's his face was here, I'd probably give him the rod of ropes, but
He is here. He's like thrown in the corner.
yeah, but if I give it to him, he's not gonna remember because he's not here. You know what I mean?
I get it.
So the lockpick set is the only thing I find.
Yep. Well, you find everything below, so you find everything everybody else does.
Gotcha.
I say I'm gonna take his sword.
All right. When you grab it, it's just extremely magical. Let me make a check.
Question:
Huh.
Can druids use swords?
I mean, I just can't wear metal armor.
Huh.
I have like scimitar proficiency, I'm pretty sure.
Scimitars are dope.
Let's see. When Barbosa picks up the sword, it is almost lighter than you remember the last time.
Are scimitars the one that have the enhanced crit range?
Yeah. Okay, so a very magical bastard sword.
At Caribous.
Mhm.
Okay, and that's pretty much up to loot. Does anybody else want to inspect anything, identify anything, or do anything else before we move on to like some other decisions? Trading still going on?
What's the magic whistle do?
It forces an encounter.
Sounds good. Let's swap.
Alrighty, you get the grass whistle. Though to be clear, it's not always a combat encounter.
Okay.
Sometimes you do it and just like Xander will appear and he's like, ha ha, oh, ha ha.
I got your back, Boulder.
Oh, the boulder is touched by his many friends.
I mean, this is a horrible trade, so, but like normally I wouldn't do this, but because it's you, Boulder, I shall accept the trade.
The boulder is honored and glad that he has such kind friends.
I give my biggest, most shit-eatingest grin. Remember, Boulder, you owe me.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like a leprechaun. You can't owe him things.
I mean, the boulder does lots of things for
Are you trying to
Caribous
say
all the
I'm not
time
a person?
anyway, so what's it matter?
Mm.
Yes, Boulder is my man.
My man!
Have my man take care of it. Come here, kitty.
I'm gonna get on my horse and head out.
I'ma follow you.
Sandor would like to propose disguises because since you're under investigation, leaving the city might be difficult. Or he knows a secret route out of the city.
What's the secret route?
He says the only downside is you got to deal with a dwarf.
I think he'll be alright. We've helped some dwarves. Maybe he'll thank us for that.
Boulder is not easy to disguise.
Sandor starts sweating. He's like, well, hopefully he doesn't curse us or something. He's like, I know how to get there, and you can go right through the low road, and then we can just dodge all the guards.
Thanks, Sandor. You are a good friend.
Sandor's cool now.
Sandor is cool now.
The best. He knows all the smuggling routes and everything.
Remember when he took that hit for you?
Yeah, he saved my life.
The coolest. The Boulder thinks that Sandor is so manly.
So he shows us the way.
Yeah, Sandor said he'll just go with you guys.
Alright.
He takes you over to this place. Like, this place seems kind of familiar, and you're like, oh yeah, there used to be like a tipped over box fort on this place, and you got to crawl into the sewers to get there.
How are we gonna get horses through there?
Sandor thinks about it for a minute.
Yo, sorry. What?
Sandor's like, they're not gonna fit this. The horses, they won't fit in the sewer.
We'll have to do the disguises. Can you get us forged documents?
Can I get you forged documents? He says it'll take an hour. He's going to the information exchange and get you guys some documents.
Thanks, Sandor.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's get some disguises then.
Yep, both of you can go to the shop and spend some gold pieces and make a disguise check.
Holy shit. Alright,
These are
what's
gonna
up?
be the worst disguises.
I imagine how much money you spend will affect how well the disguise turns out, plus your roll.
Okay. I'm gonna spend like I don't even fucking know. 100 gold pieces. 100 whole gold pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm also gonna spend 100 gold pieces.
That's about what expected I'd get.
It's okay, I only rolled a 3.
Oh man, you guys are having a bad time. Alright, Sandor comes back. He's like, alright, I got the paperwork. He knows exactly who you are immediately. Your disguises are a bit sad.
How do we look?
100 gold pieces?
Yeah, the boulder is still tremendous. And it's very obvious that Barbosa is still possibly an orc. It's hard to hide like the orcish feature and like the orcish stance.
Alright, well, maybe we can just not pass for ourselves. But I guess we'll head to the gate and try to get out.
Cool. Alright, make your way to the front gate. Carabas, what are you doing?
I'm going to reconnaissance.
You're gonna reconnaissance? Do you want to make how about make 2 gather infos? What are you asking about?
Reconnaissance.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to ask if anyone has seen a man that is even close to Al's description.
Alright, make your check. You're gonna bring Bartholomew with you? He's just gonna be following you.
Yeah.
Oof.
I only have +1 to gather info, so.
Kind of surprised. Carabas asks anybody if they see anybody who looks like that, and they're like, nah, and they're like, we don't really get too many Easterners here. Sometimes, on like holidays, they'll come and like vacation on the nice beach. Said you could check the upper districts. It's usually only like upper Easterners.
So I shall.
Cool. Barbosa and the Boulder make their way to the front gate. They're waiting in line like regular people because they have to be in disguise. There's no bravado, just coming up on their horses.
Why don't you just lie and tell them that you're not you?
So we're gonna be riding through the night, Boulder, and we should get there within a day. But I think I'm gonna have to rest the next day. It's been a rough couple days for us.
The Boulder thinks that resting is a good idea when we get the chance.
Let's see. You finally make it to the guard. You've seen this guard here before. He's not very astute. Doesn't seem to even be like looking at things. But when he gets your papers, he seems to almost like double check them. And he looks over the party, looks over the Boulder, stares the Boulder in the eyes.
Roll to intimidate.
You gonna intimidate this man?
I'd know that peeing my pants in fear anywhere. Boulder, how are you?
Oh my god. Alright. Shit. Fuck. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, you growl at him, but you're disguised as an old lady. So he just kind of stares. He says, think your grandma's foaming at the mouth. And he says that to Barbosa.
Yeah, we're trying to get her to a doctor outside the city, not to, endanger anyone.
Alright, make a bluff check. Dun 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 dun. Oh. He covers his face with a rag. He's like, what does she have? Pentapox?
Oh, something that they don't know what it is here. That's why we have to go really quickly. Do you mind?
He looks over the papers. He's like, everything seems to be in order, but he's all like muffled the thing in his face. And he's handing everybody back their things, and he about to hand Barbosa's to her, and then pulls it back, and he looks really closely. He's like, actually, this paperwork is expired, Miss Crombopoli.
Crombopoli, Michael.
I try to peek to see if that's the name on the papers.
It is. It is a terrible name.
We were in such a rush, we forgot to get them renewed. Please, can you let us go this once?
Crombopoli.
Let me make a roll and see if he has any humanity.
I'm gonna start coughing grotesquely.
House
has-
of Rock.
He has exactly 0 humanity. He says, well, usually there's like a reinstatement fee, and he like holds out his hand.
I take out a couple coins, like 3 coins.
He shakes the coins around at you a little bit. Oh, are they gold pieces?
Yeah.
Oh, he just puts them right in his pocket, and he's like, enjoy your trip. I hope you feel better. He's like, I sure do.
You're a real
I
shitbag.
thank him profusely, and then I kind of ride off with the Boulder to the next checkpoint, I guess.
You guys race down the high road. This is a big narrow area. People are jumping side to side to almost get out of your way. You're just bolting down on these horses. A man who has like a wheelbarrow full of cabbages. The cabbages get tipped over and fall into the bog.
My cabbages!
I was about to say, he doesn't say anything about it. He's
It
like,
happens every day.
Anyway, you race off down the high road. You're making great time and make it to the other stop, and they just let you right on through. It seems like you're in quite a hurry.
Alright.
These are horrible guards. Well, that person looks like they're in a hurry. Probably shouldn't stop and ask for their paperwork.
But anyway, we'll go back to Carabas. Carabas, what are you doing?
I'm heading towards the upper district.
All right. Would you like to take the shortcut or the regular route?
I'm gonna take the shortcut. I'm at home in the city.
Cool. You turn into an alleyway. You
I
immediately
turn
feel like
into
this is
an
a bad
alleyway?
decision.
I was trying to tell a joke. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You tell your joke.
I said incredulously, I turn into an alleyway as if I had transformed into an alleyway. Because of your phrasing on that. It's fine. We don't have to spend too much time on it.
I thought it was pretty good.
Thanks.
Just kills Benny's joke in the cradle. You turn to the alleyway with Bartholomew behind you. You're like, I know the way.
Do I know the way?
Yeah, you make it to the. You can see the other end of the alleyway. It's pretty bright as the sun is like eclipsed the building behind that way. And you walk into the alley. Make a sense motive.
Another skill I have nothing in. Because at the beginning of the thing, I'm like, hey, can I dump all my points into one stat? And you're like, I guess. Now it's coming back to bite me.
So I got 2 crit fails in a row. That's crazy.
4.
You're like, everything seems safe. You start walking, and some shadowy figures come out in front of you, blocking the end of the alley.
I greet them.
One of them just goes, "Oh, hi!" And they're like waves, and they're like, "Shut up, you."
I'm like, how can I help you, gentlemen?
They all like murmuring to each other. 2 more kind of come up behind you. One of them is like picking their nose. They don't seem super astute. So there's 6 in total, 4 in front and 2 in the back. They stop murmuring. One of them's like, "Give me the journal."
I'm sorry, what now?
They go back to murmuring. He comes back. He's like, "Just give it here." He's like, "We'll give you something."
What am I giving you? I'm sorry, I'm quite hard of hearing.
He's like, "Wait, this is a stick up. We're not giving you anything, and you're giving us the journal." And he goes and talks to the other guys. They're like, one guy's like, "Yeah, get the stick up."
Charnel? I'm sorry, I don't know much about funeral practices.
Comes up, he's like, "No, we want the journal."
Giorno. Buongiorno. And I wave and leave.
It's the 2 guys behind you standing there like big blocky walls.
I said buongiorno, gentlemen.
The one you run into, he's just like, he's hulkingly large. He flicks some nose gold from his finger, and he's like, "I want the journal. I want Stonejaw's journal."
Stonejaw, huh? Never heard of him. Is he famous?
They both kind of look at each other. You can see like a smile coming out from underneath their hoods. They tell you they know that you have the journal.
I don't think so.
They look at each other and talk like, maybe he doesn't have the journal. And one guy's like, "No, he's got to have it. The boss said he's got it. Let's take him to the boss." And they're like, "Come with us."
Alrighty.
You're just gonna go with these random cloaked figures?
Yep, I'm gonna pretend to follow them.
Alright. They start leading you and Bartholomew up the hill.
Is there an offshoot on the alleyway?
There's many alleyways, but there's 4 of them behind you, so I mean they could see where you are.
Give me 1 measurement of time. Give me 2 measurements of time, because my spell list was deleted. Why do you hate me, computer?
They just click through 4 pages of notes after minimizing 3 Pokemon games.
I am going to use... Bartholomew's with me, isn't he?
Yep.
Otherwise, I would have just cast invisibility and ran away.
then it just Bartholomew just shrugs. They all beat him to death.
That's what happens when you don't show up, Jake. I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud.
Nice.
Leave him naked in the fountain.
Yeah.
We're all licking his daggers, and we're like, oh, we just found him.
Like lollipops. So you wave your hands in the air and like
I don't
how
even
big is
have
the
to
fog?
wave my hands. I don't think. I can cast silently.
Dang, really?
Yeah, it's one of the cool things about being me.
All right, so fog begins to emulate from the surroundings and the
It
gnome.
billows out of my hat.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
Because never caught in.
Yep. He just goes on blowing smoke up people's butts. Here he goes, and he shoot fog everywhere. The cloaked figures are in disarray. See if you can make a hide or a move silent to escape. I'm gonna roll for Bartholomew.
Okay, they cannot see who is in our thing right now. Pepor.
Pepor.
What is that?
Pepor. Pepor, we cannot hear you. Speak.
Nope.
I don't know who that is.
Your damn mic not work.
Haha.
Anyway, was that move?
Anyway,
was the
they
move
can't
silent?
see more than 5 feet in front of them. Or they can't see anything that's 5 feet in front of them.
Unmuted.
Oh, really? Okay. Carabas splits off into an alleyway. Bartholomew's right in tail. He crits, so he moves the most silently. You don't even hear him. The only way you know he's there is because he's holding your hand. You and him manage to hide behind a dumpster. He immediately looks to you and says, he's like, why did they want Rupert's journal?
Oh, that's right. I forgot his surname. I don't know. It's probably got tons of secrets and stuff in it.
Bartholomew reaches and
I
he
might
checks.
actually read Dwarvish. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Cause I don't want to toot my own trumpet. I do read Dwarven. Can I read?
Bartholomew checks over himself and he's like, it's gone.
The journal?
He's like, yeah. He's like, he says he always carries it in his breast pocket.
I smack him on the head.
He's like, oh!
I'm like, where's the last place you had it, you incompetent fool?
He had it last time he rested. That's the last thing he remembers.
The last thing he what?
He had it last time he was rested. He knows.
So it's possible it burnt up in the house?
Rest in between there? Bartholomew wasn't at the house.
Oh. At the bar? When did you rest last?
At the ship. No, party didn't rest at the ship. So yeah, could be lost at the bar, could be lost anywhere in between the bar and whatever happened before that.
If only I hadn't given the grass whistle, I could have called for Xander. Let's go to Xander's shop and have him use his contacts.
Cool. You and Bartholomew make way out. Meanwhile, on the roads to Tyr, Barbosa and the Boulder and Sandor make great haste. Their horses heaving and throwing up a big cloud of like sandy dirt.
And just throwing up.
Yeah, just throwing up everywhere. Whoa! Passing by homesteads and farmers who don't even have time to wave as they fly by.
Do we know those people? No. Why are you waving?
The Boulder has like some kind of bonnet. It's barely holding on to his head.
Oh dear. Alright, it's just Miss Doubtfire. Hello! Will like rocks come out of his face?
Robin Williams time.
Sounds about right.
Rockin' Williams.
How far have we made it?
Alright, fuck you guys.
You're about halfway to tier. Let me check my notes. Let's see. As you're traveling, about when you get like halfway to tier, you see that a stone, like these huge thunderclouds, start coming in rapidly due to the eastern wind.
I'm gonna just keep pressing forward.
Cool. By the time you make it to tier, there's like a fork in the road. As soon as you make it to the fork, the rain just starts coming down in sheets. And you can see every mile you go, it just gets muddier and muddier.
Perhaps we should find a place to take shelter. The boulder yells through the shit weather.
There's no time. We have to get there. We already aren't looking for our friend who we lost. We gotta do this quickly.
You want to try to press on?
I do.
Alright, everybody make ride checks. Except for Carabas.
I was about to say, that wouldn't make any sense.
Whoop.
That don't make no sense. That ain't English.
Also, do you have ranks in ride?
No.
I do.
God.
Why?
I don't know.
Skills are just not the boulders for it to.
No, everything I get skills in dies.
And anyway, you're all riding and making great headway. When suddenly up ahead, like covering the entire road, there is like a wagon. It's stuck in the mud. There's like several people out trying to push it out of the way, but it's blocking the entirety of the road. What is the party you want to do?
Barbosa, do you want to help and stop, or to stop and help these people? They are kind of blocking our path.
Or if you can get
But I know
above 15,
Barbosa,
you
that
can
sounds
jump
like
them.
a yes.
Yeah, I'll help.
See? I'm the best.
I guess I'll stop the horse and kind of jump
They used to
off
call
and
me
see
Old Psychic Pants.
if I can help quickly.
Cool. As soon as you hop off, you see that it's actually a funeral procession that has gotten stuck in the mud.
Oh God.
I just go over and say, what can we do to help you out of here?
They say one of their horses has a twisted leg, and they don't have the strength to get this wagon out of the mud.
Strength check.
Yeah, so you can both make strength checks. I guess I'll roll in for Sander, but Sander only has...
Critical fail!
Oh God.
That was a great voice, and it brought me much joy.
Let's see. Barbosa and Sandor just fall right in the mud as they start pushing. Every step they take, they just push themselves more into the mud and ground. But the boulder is so tall, the boulder hits the bottom of the mud and lifts.
The boulder is the mud.
The boulder is the earth.
Why doesn't Barbosa make another strength check? And if you can get above a 10, then you can get it back on the road.
Holy shit, guys.
Nice.
If Caitlin's character is either wind or heart, we could be the Planeteers.
What element is Bartholomew?
Fire, clearly.
Greed.
Greed.
Pollution?
Okay, so Boulder is earth, Barbosa is water, Bartholomew is fire. I would be wind because you need air to talk and lie. And then Caitlin can be heart.
I'm gonna make sure Caitlin's a paladin and uses Zone of Truth every 5 feet.
I quit the game.
And is also a kobold.
I double quit the game. How dare you? Wait, kobolds are gross monsters.
The cute little lizard people.
Are gross
The best.
monsters. Except for Meepo.
I love Meepo. Is Iguana gonna be like Meepo?
No. Well, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But
That
But
was
we're
the
here.
impression that I got
I
from
miss
the
Meepo.
boys.
we're here. We're helping these people. What are they doing?
You got 15. You where the boulder is lifting, you're able to push the cart, and it gets back onto the drier part of the road. The crowd, they give off a cheer, but it's half-hearted, kind of at a funeral. So
Oh yeah, should have seen that one coming.
But they're very thankful. The lady whose late husband it was, she says that she was she's so happy some strangers would stop in the pouring rain. You can barely hear what she says because the rain just gets more and more vicious as time goes on.
So I just grab her hand and say, "Here are my condolences. Stay strong." And I hop back on my horse and ride off.
Yeah, you take off. It's like blinding rain out. You're almost to the footsteps of Hyannis. Do you want to go to the village or up to the Dragon's Keep directly?
I think we should probably organize ourselves a little bit before we go there. So I'm going to find a room at the inn and spend the night.
Sounds good. The boulder is ready for a nap.
All right, make search checks and we'll go to Caribus.
Hey, that's me.
Caribus,
What's up, dog?
you have slipped away. Are you going to Xander's ship?
His hut or his ship or whatever.
At the information exchange, right?
Yeah.
All right. You make your way down the information exchange. This place is super busy today.
A lot of
And-
people want information.
Yeah, it's like an absurd amount of people. You've never seen so many. You make your way to Xander's tent, the big flamboyant purple tent it is. You just want to go inside and talk to him?
Yeah, boy.
When you enter, the smell of incense is so thick, it feels like it's punching both of your nostrils.
Gross.
Xander whips around and a big amount of it just slaps you in the face. He's like, "What can I do for you?" And he opens up his big purple cloak.
I'm like, we are looking for something, Xander.
He's like, "Well, I can be the guy to find it for you." And he like sits in his chair and spins around. On his desk, there's like so many golden brass, like copper trinkets of all like foreign design and like baubles.
Like we're looking for a journal of our dear deceased friend. Bartholomew is willing to pay highly for it.
He looks around. The Bartholomew is willing to pay because he's not here, so I'll make him fork his cash, right? I'll probably do that. I don't really care if it's Bartholomew's money. Just make sure you tie him.
It's not even out of character. It's not even that meta.
Just tie him
Also
up and leave
because-
him in the well, though.
He was the one that lost it, so.
Let's see. Xander thinks in his mind. He describes, like you help him describe what the journal looks like. He helps you figure out like what it looked like. Bartholomew works his way through it. He's like, oh, I think I can find that. If you have the right price.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by my computer saying Kokoro.
Let's see. Xander says he can find it for a price.
And I'm like, yes, he is willing to pay out of his coffer.
All right, so Bartholomew gives an undisclosed amount of
Gives knives.
gives an undisclosed amount of gold to Xander happily,
Yeah.
and then he and Xander have a handshake. And at the end, their hands spell have a big X like Xander.
Nice.
They're also a rap group now. Xander goes in the back, comes back out. He says, "You're not the only people looking for it." He's like, "Here's a list of people looking for that book." He says, "One of them will have a better answer for you."
All right. Excellent. Thank you.
He's like, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, "And do come back after all this messy murder business gets cleaned up."
Which one?
You know how you killed your boss or whatever he said. He's like, "Don't worry about it though."
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. See you later, Xander.
It's like, "See ya." He's like, "I'm getting into realty. You need a new house?" And
I'm like, yes, but work on your pitch.
he's just like, "Hey," he just winks.
Okay, bye.
I think that's a bad pitch where he hears your house burn down. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in realty now. You want to buy a house?"
Yeah, bad pitch. Bad pitch, Xander.
All right. You scan the list. None of these names super stick out to you except for one.
What name?
You look at the name Tiberius Fleetfoot.
So why does that sound familiar?
That's the other gnome.
Hey, it's my friend.
Apparently also looking for this notebook.
I'm gonna go say hi to my friend.
Cool.
Dream drop, I imagine.
Yeah, you just are over there immediately.
No, I mean dream drop means you switch between characters.
Oh, okay. We'll go back to the inn. It's pouring rain. Boulder and Barbosa go into the inn. Let's see. Oh, you guys got really good search checks.
Yeah, we're the best.
You both are able to score a room. Both of you make sense motives. $11. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that Barbosa showed up. 19. Boulder feels a bit uneasy, but not sure how to place it. Barbosa notices that there is there's another horse outside, but there's nobody in the tavern.
So wait. There's no like someone like renting us the rooms, or
Oh no, there's nobody else other than the tavern owner in the tavern. Sorry.
okay. Who else is spending the night here?
Tavern keeper's like some hush hush type. Had a big hood, paid all up front. They're in the room behind yours.
Did he say what he was doing here?
Said no. He says just kept muttering to himself. It seemed like.
Did you catch what?
He's like the bartender's like, between you and me, sound like he had like two voices and he was talking to himself.
I drop a bag of coins on this table and say thank you. And I'm sorry for the mess.
You mean the mess where you're all wet?
No. I go upstairs.
Nice. He takes the coins. He's like, "What mess? What mess?" And he like just he's so happy to steal these coins. All right. Barbosa makes her way upstairs.
I just kick down the door of the other room.
Make a strength check. I want to see how strong this kick is.
Just trust me, it's a strong kick. That's why I said to trust me.
Just a 7. But yeah, people getting terrible rolls tonight. I don't know what the RNG is going on.
That's like, have you ever noticed when you boot up Roll20, it says randomizing numbers, and then it says kind of?
That's just joking.
You don't know.
I guess I don't. No.
So I kicked down the door.
Yeah, I imagine your foot gets like stuck in the door, it's just rotten in the middle, and the door falls down, but now you have like a huge sandal.
I kick it off and
You are
see
now wearing Geta.
who's in the room.
Whoever's in the room flips around and they draw a dagger in their left hand. Their hood flips back. They got 2 heads.
I cast Produce Flame in my hand and grab him by one of the throats if I can.
Make a grapple check. I'm gonna give it flat-footed. What's Boulder doing? Is Boulder gonna get on this?
I hear the skerfluffle and
Not a word.
come in immediately.
Oh yeah, I hope he can beat that grapple check. That's tough. Nope. Barossa grabs the 2-headed orc and lifts him up by his double scruff.
I put the flame for Produce Flame like right by his one of his faces and says, "Why are you here?"
The triangle face just starts shrieking. He's like, "Get the flame out of my face!" And the other one's like, "I could ask you the same question, you dwarven sympathizers."
I don't know how much you care for your brother, but this flame is pretty hot, and I push it like just inches closer.
The other brother, he's just like shrieking about the fire, even though it's not even that close to him. Like he's not getting burned yet, but he's screaming like he is. This orc says he had no idea that you would be here.
Answer me.
He says we're looking for a relic, and his brother's like, it's like this, and he like holds up his hands, and you can't understand what the hell he's talking about.
Who sent you? Why do you keep popping up?
That's actually a really complicated question. He says he'll tell you if you let his brother go.
I guess I'll let him slump to the ground, but I still have the flame really close.
All right, Boulder's there.
Boulder is rearing to grapple. He's ready as soon as it looks like Barbossa needs the assistance. But Barbossa's been pretty hardcore lately.
Let's see. The orc says he has a million questions for you. Especially you. You're an orc just like me. You should understand.
Is there a chair in the room?
There is a chair.
I kind of like nod over to him to sit in it.
Oh, I thought you were going to sit in it backwards like a cool English teacher.
Bad cop, good cop. Yeah. The 2-headed orc goes and sits over in there. He tells you that he first saw your party Crystal Caverns, and he said then you were working for the dwarves or something, and he said he tried to stop the dwarves and stop you.
Why?
He says no good can come from what these dwarves are doing.
What do you think they're doing?
He says, well, they're looking for a relic also, the same relic we're looking for, and we have to get it before they do.
What is this relic? What is this for? Why were you in the coves?
His brother starts like wigging out and like moving his hands. He's like trying to draw some kind of shape or something, like a circle. The more calm brother, he tells you that I gotta see what his name is. One second. Sorry. This is the more calm brother is Eldwin, and the freaking out brother is Ezekiel. So let's see. Eldwin tells you that the dwarves thought that whatever this relic was in the crystal caves, but when it wasn't, that they just dissolved the relationship with that pirate lord or something. He's not 100% clear. But they also think that you're working with the dwarves is basically what he explains to get this relic.
We're not working with the dwarves.
He doesn't believe you.
Where do you think this relic is here?
He says he thinks it's around here somewhere.
Just the city of Tyr?
Oh no, somewhere outside of Hyannis, or in between Altrez and Hyannis somewhere, based on like some papers that he stole from some dwarves.
What is this trinket you're after gonna do?
He says it is the calamity. He talks about like end times. He talks about like destruction and death of everything. He just like his brother just starts raving. He sounds like Beavis. He's like everybody will die.
And you want it to start that?
That they both at the same time are like, no, like, it's our job to find it and guard it.
I don't know. I just kind of like lean against the wall and I snuff out the flame in my hand.
The boulder does not trust these two-headed folk. They killed one of our companions before you were with us, Barbosa. Rupert was a friend.
What should we do then?
The boulder thinks that we should give them both a swirly in the toilet.
She kind of just gives a little smile and says, I don't know how we would do that, but like we still have to.
There's no running water.
There's no running water.
Damn it.
Meta breaking.
Not in this town, at least.
Just take them someplace else just to get running water to give them a swirly.
Find a big toilet.
Just wait for Barbosa to cast create water.
Yeah.
We really have to talk to Magana, though. I don't know if we can really be dealing with this.
What does the party want to do with them?
The boulder does not like the idea of leaving these brothers unchecked. Perhaps we should bring them as prisoners.
And then what? We just gotta have them with us forever?
I don't know. The boulder cannot plan farther ahead than what is for breakfast tomorrow. The boulder is not good at these things.
Fine. We'll take them with us.
They say that they will, for now, be the prisoners of you dwarven sympathizers. They will just stare at the boulder.
I shake my fist at them.
Cool. Alright, does the party want to make a use rope check and then rest?
Yeah.
I think so. Do you want to do it, or should I?
Maybe we should both use rope, just in case one of us sucks. Mostly me, because I suck. Not that I don't have ranks in use rope.
I have ranks in use rope.
Oh, I actually
I have
do.
a rod of ropes.
Nice.
Both managed to tie him up super tight so that even his hands can't seem to move. They're like, are we supposed to sleep like this?
Poorly.
His brother's already asleep. Alright, we'll go back to Carabas.
Yo,
Carabas,
what's up, dog?
Make a search check, see if you can find Tiberius, or at least his house.
Wouldn't I know where it is because we're best friends?
You might know where he's staying. Why don't you just make an int check and see if you can recall?
Yeah, that's better. You fell for it.
Shenanigans. Bet you get a crit fail on this.
Yep. I probably should have just taken the search. Oh, modded 20.
You definitely remember where he lives.
It's right next door.
Just one of those houses that get half burned.
He's in the bathroom, and I'm like, hello, and he's like, please leave.
Let's see. You are making your way to Tiberius's house. When you see him, he's just leaving and heading down the road towards the upper district.
I call out with my powerful voice.
What do you just say hello?
Yeah, his name.
Tiberius. You're just like a muscle man voice.
Just loudly.
He practically jumps when he hears his own name called and starts running.
I did not expect that to happen. Okay, cool.
Oh wait, let me make a check really quick. Oh no, he crit. He'll stay. He'll turn around and be like, he's like, who calls my name?
It is I! Carapace.
He's like, oh yes, the Weaver of Tales. He says that that he has urgent business. What is it you need from him, dear
I shall
friend?
join you on your business.
He's it's very academic. I feel you'd be bored.
Nonsense. I insist.
Make a Diplo check.
By high gnome law, he has to let me go now. Oh, never mind. Didn't roll. So let's try this again.
Invisible numbers.
All the time. No, it's only a 15.
Let's see. He hasn't left yet. You've got him just enough convinced that he's not sure. He says that another gnomish touch might help, actually. Okay, he says, but I can take all the credit, and he's like, follow me.
All right, and my man shall be accompanying us. Not that man, the other one.
Looks around, sees the halfling. He just kind of looks embarrassed when he sees the halfling.
Would you him rather not come?
He says, yeah, either way. He says that he doesn't care.
Okay. Well, let's go. And I start to take the lead and then realize I don't know where I'm going, but continue to lead.
Imagine he just takes your arm and he's telling you a story about one time where he tricked a giant into drinking his own pee.
Classic. Giants are such idiots.
Like
I say while a very large man passes me by.
Anyway, you and him head up to the upper district. In the upper district,
I start to tell him of a story where I found a blind giant and convinced him that he was going insane by telling him my name was Nobody.
Way to go! What's that Greek hero?
I believe that was Odysseus.
Odysseus.
But I don't remember.
He eats that one up. You see him take out a notebook and write that one down because he just laughs the whole time you're telling it.
Hold on, let me find it.
Anyway, he takes you to the upper district, and he's leading down some pathways that seem kind of familiar. He takes you to this.
Yeah, it was Odysseus.
It was Odysseus. All right.
Yeah, the guy that he tricked was Polyphemus.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Cyclops.
Son of Poseidon.
Son of Poseidon and Thusa.
Wiki powers activate.
Go Power Rangers. My head, that's funnier because he's winking in tune.
Anyway, you head to the upper district, and there's an abandoned manor that you'd been in before. Jake's familiar is like, this is the place where you guys found me.
Oh yeah, what's Jake's familiar again? Which one does he have?
It's
Beans.
that, yeah, no, he traded beans for that evil badger.
Oh yeah. Fuck that badger.
The
What?
badger
Beans
that
was super
motivates.
cool though. Jake's straight up stupid.
Why would he do this?
Beans was like a sick wolf. Wasn't it like more than a wolf too?
It was a blink wolf.
Yeah, it was a blink wolf that had trip every attack.
Yeah, but he never remembered to use it in combat.
That's like the whole reason to be wolf.
Anyway, Tiberius tells you this is the base command, you see. He takes you inside. There's like 30 dwarves in here, just going back and forth. The whole place looks like a factory, it's so busy, of dwarves peeling over papers with bespectacled and just looking at all these documents.
Seems like my kind of place.
He says, you'll have to forgive them. They are gnomes.
Oh, trust me, I've had to deal with a lot of that issues.
Imagine whenever you guys just talk about just gnomes, you just cover the nearest non-gnome's ears or something.
We just cast silence.
And then smack talk other races.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think we were smack talking you? You are entirely correct. You're of Oh, it's okay, so it's not just like there are races that gnomes admire. Specifically Goliaths and dwarves.
Swag.
But the boulder doesn't really embody the things that gnomes respect about Goliaths. But because Goliaths are so long-lived and kind of unmoving, they're seen as very wise.
Oh.
And dwarves, of course, are extremely skilled in like everything that they try. So gnomes think they're cool. They don't particularly like elves because elves live so long. They take a long time to do stuff, and they think they're kind of stuffy.
Yeah.
And they kind of think less of. They get along great with halflings because they have similar senses of humor, albeit like gnomes are a little bit crazier and enjoy pranks a bit more. But halflings are around the same kind of thing, and they feel kinship with them being also small. And they think humans are all right. They like their kind of, they tend to be kind of chaotic and wacky, and then not get too mad when tricks get pulled on them.
Yeah, they love half-words.
The lore.
I don't know about that, Morgan.
I'm pretty sure.
What do they love?
Half-orcs.
It's like the time I told Ian, I'm like, yeah, my favorite fantasy race is probably gnomes. And he's like, do you know what half-orcs use gnomes for? And I'm like, what? He's like, entertainment. And I'm like, well, it was good talking to you, Ian. And he's like, we're going to the same place. I'm like, bye.
Brutal.
And he's like, yeah, we just make him. We think it's funny to make him push a big wheel around.
Just like in Conan.
I'm like, what? Why?
What does it do?
We're so much better at everything else.
What does the wheel do?
I don't even know. Probably nothing.
We're getting off track.
Speaking
Well, that
of
was it
getting off track,
for Ben's racial corner.
Caitlin, for some reason, can't connect to the mumble correctly. But her mic works because it lights up when she speaks.
Make John do it.
But we can't hear anything she says.
I can troubleshoot that now.
Okay. When you can, I'm informing you of what is happening.
Maybe we should just put our own Discord group for this. Now we
This
can
is
just
our
use Discord.
group. Oh, you mean yeah.
Morgan, would
Morgan
that
would
be
be
cool
okay
with
with
you?
that.
I wouldn't mind, but
And we can use that, and I don't have to host Mumble, actually, because we could use that voice chat. And we can also post memes about licking knives.
Oh man.
I already sent Katie a bunch of my D&D memes.
That was 40 text chats. Anyway, the gnome is going to take you to the basement. And you're actually completely familiar with this place. You've been here before, and you went into the basement, and I'll just move the map there. If I can find it. It's like, God, so long ago.
Hey, Katie, can you not use the mumble for that? Because it reads it out every time and it cuts over Brandon's voice.
Well, it's not my fault that you have it set to do that. Nobody else does.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yo, suck it.
Suck it.
You suck it.
Want me to
I'm
make
the
the
best.
server, or do you want to make the
We
server?
already did this one. You can make the server. That was the second one?
I'm sorry, what did you say? When was I here?
Back when you got the badger. You were already here.
Don't remember getting a badger.
Yeah, you do.
That's because it was
Oh,
probably
building.
pre-Christmas.
Where we followed the rats.
No,
To
no.
that secret place.
Must have been
I
a
remember it.
pretty minor day for me.
Benny fell asleep during that one.
That might have been the one I fell asleep in.
Anyway, Tiberius takes you downstairs, and there's a bunch of dwarven statues, and he says that they're a research group. This is his new job he just got. They're trying to figure out how to open these big doors on the far side.
That's all they were trying to figure out?
Yep. And they can't figure out how to get these doors open. They are too large. They've already tried moving them with oxen.
Oh, I got it. I cast knock.
Nothing happens.
Oh, I kill myself.
I say it's considered a gate for purposes of knock.
You monster. I'm gonna take like 40 to examine the door.
Okay, we'll come back to you while you stare at the door.
It looks like a door.
All right, so Barbosa and the Boulder wake up in the morning. The orc is already awake and trying to flex out of the rope.
Good luck, chump.
It doesn't go well.
I just kind of give a sigh and bring him with us, I guess.
He's gonna tow him with a rope.
Yeah. Can we buy any cattle or a large portion of sheep here?
They have lots of sheep and not much cattle. You have to go to the next town over, says the nearest farmer.
Nah, I'll get the sheep if they're willing to sell. I'm willing to buy.
Very excited. Their sheep are premium wool sheep, though, so they're pretty expensive.
How much are they?
It's like 2 for a gold piece.
Alright, how much are they willing to sell?
They have a flock of 50. They say they'll get rid of all but 2, because they'll just breed them back.
Alright. And then I will give them a little extra gold if they shepherd them to a spot for me.
They're like, oh yeah. The guy has they have these big sheep herding dogs. They start whistling and howling and flailing these weird sticks that make a whistling noise also. And the dogs just take off and start leading the sheep.
I tell them the location.
Yeah, I'll just leave it on the map. I'll leave this on them. So you make your way over to the cliffside that the cave is in.
Yep. And
Boulder.
then I guess.
Yep.
Go ahead. No.
I'll say Boulder, Sandor, Barbosa, and the herd head over to the cliffside.
Good boy.
I tell them to just hold them here for now, and then we'll be back.
All right. They said they're going to leave their son to watch it.
Okay.
Cool. So you head inside into the cave?
Yeah.
All right. Inside, you can hear clanging, echoing from deep inside the cave.
I start calling for the dragon.
After
I
a
say
while, the
just
clanging
Megana,
stops.
Megana.
Yeah. Megana. Yeah, Megana. You're right.
And then I'll go to where we know her I don't know, workshop is, I guess.
It's a smithy, I guess.
All right.
Cool. I don't think Sandor was with the party when they went through here last time. Were they?
I don't
No.
believe so.
And also, nobody's really told Sandor what's going on.
I don't believe so.
Sandor's going to go with you.
Okay.
Right,
So we go to the dragon.
Cool. When you find the dragon, you see she has like some kind of big ceramic tube that she blows into, and it feeds a huge smithy full of air. Not smithy, a forge. And she's just cranking out and slamming this huge hammer on these tinier knives. And she greets you as you come in. She's like, I have visitors.
We're hoping to commission you for some armor.
She looks up and down. Are you guys still wearing your disguises?
No, I'll change it to my normal stuff after we've slept.
Yeah, Boulder's not rocking the grandma look.
Okay. What'd you guys do with the orc? Did you just bring the orc?
Yeah. And our friend Sandor.
Let's see. Megana tells you that her forge is always open for adventurers who use the steel.
We're actually hoping. Why? Do you think we could have some of your scales?
She kind of looks embarrassed. She's like, oh, my scales.
I can't use metal, but I know dragon scales are the strongest substance.
Let's see. She climbs over and like makes a seat in a big whole pile of weapons. It's probably like 3 metric tons of just old swords and daggers, and just lays on it like a cat may lay in a pile of blankets.
You brought a gift as well. Outside, we have close to 50 sheep for you.
Let's see. She relates it to like you come to her and you bring her a box of chocolates and ask for a lock of her hair. And said you brought her a bunch of sheep and you want some scales.
Is it working though?
That's really cute. I like that.
Why doesn't Barbosa make a Diplo check and we'll just see how it's going? Seems like a pretty straightforward deal.
Can the boulder just be ogling some nicely made things to beat people with that are laying around?
Oh yeah, some of them are so ornate you feel like you'd almost feel bad clobbering somebody over the head with some of these cudgels.
I say this.
Sandor like picks up some of the nicer swords and just kind of like trades them for the swords that he has.
And of course, we'd be willing to pay gold, even other weapons. And I pull out the Carl's large sword.
So she explains that the deal is that you'll pay her in gold. The sheep are a tribute, and you want dragon scale armor.
Yes. Gold plate, dragon scale armor.
Is it plate or is it scale mail?
You can get like the equivalent of full plate in Dragon Scale.
Whoa, really? That's pretty wicked.
It just costs double.
That's a lot. Let's see. She points to the boulder. What do you want, man of the rock?
The boulder just likes things to hit people with. You make such nice things.
Yeah, is that what all the boulder says?
Yeah. He's just like, wow, these are so nice.
Let's see. She's like, oh, you like these ones? She like has like little spectacles, and she like looks at them really carefully, and she tells you like what year they were made and what smith made this one. And she's like, and then I made this one, and then like this one, and then she's like, and these is my pile of thunder sticks.
The boulder is overwhelmed. The boulder offers to trade her some knickknacks and stuff for a weapon that she made. Boulder has, let me see, some odd pieces of broken. Wait, hold on, I'm in the wrong. I have stuff written down in two different. All right. Some weird bronze toys, an ornate bronze axe, and pieces of armor.
Where'd you get the bronze axe?
I don't remember.
Which one do you want to give her? You can only choose one to represent. Which one do you want to pick?
I can only give her one thing.
I don't know. You can pick a couple. Just build it up. Pick one.
I'm gonna show her the bronze axe.
She examines the bronze axe. She's like, She says, this is a very important axe.
It's an important axe?
It's a very important axe.
I'm gonna show her the pieces of armor. I don't know where I got them.
She tells you that they're just, they're Sharkman scale mail armor. She says it's very crude. You can see how this person lost their stitch halfway through, and just instead of remaking it, they just fucking kept going.
I got a fistful of bronze toys and a fistful of gems.
And a fistful of bullets.
She's like, you can keep those gems, honey. I don't need any of those.
A lady of fine taste, I see.
She just keeps ogling the axe.
I also want to ask her about the egg I've been keeping under my hat for the entire game.
You do?
Yeah.
Alright, let me finish the deal with Barbosa really quick.
And then I'll talk to her about it.
Alright, so Barbosa, Megana explains the deal as you're gonna pay, what is it, like, is it 20k? How much is it?
It's only 4,000. It's
Is
double what Masterwork full plate is, yeah.
Oh, so it's only 4,000, or is that for plate mail?
It's plate mail is only 1,500, and then you had 500 or whatever for Masterwork.
Yep.
And then you double it for Dragon Scale, so it's 4,000. I have 4,000.
Okay. She wants to know what you're offering for the scales themselves, then.
I offer again for the very magic Garl sword.
She like holds her hand in her chest when she sees it. She asks if she can take it from you.
I let her take it. We'll hold it.
She holds
She
it.
just takes it and runs.
Yeah, just flies away. What a deal. She flips it over and examines it. Looks over it as if somebody who's looking over something like an old picture.
Is it important
After
to
she
you?
waves it around, she hands it back to you, and she tells you that her grandfather made this sword.
I put the scabbard back on it.
She tells you she'll give you the scales. She also tells you that sword has chosen you as its master.
Wow.
It's fucking dope.
That's gonna be tough though, because Boros is a druid. It's a bastard sword.
Well, then I will hold on to it.
But yeah.
How long do you think it'll take to make the armor?
She kind of like knocks over a pile of things, and there's a huge pile of scales there.
Gross.
She tells you 2 days.
All right, we can wait 2 days.
Cool.
Is there any chance you could also throw in a shield?
She's like, after the deal is sealed, you're trying to add new things? Oh, aren't you brave?
It's important. We have to rescue a friend, and we can't be ill prepared again.
Is it time sensitive?
Yes. I
Let's
suppose we don't need it.
She tells you that she can do it in 1 day.
So 3 days total.
Yep.
I kind of like look over to the boulder and back at Magana. And then back at the boulder.
Wait,
What does the boulder think? 3 days.
the boulder thinks that we should trust our small friends to handle things while we are gone.
Meanwhile, I'm getting drunk and Bartholomew's on fire.
Alright. 2 days is alright.
Screams in halfling.
And I kind of push over. Oh, what is it? I have their names written down. 1 sec. I nudge Eldwin and Zigwal towards the dragon.
They bow to the dragon. Because she said that she made that sword, and they know that sword's a pilgrimage weapon. They just grovel at her feet and tell her that she's amazing, and she's like, I think this is the best gift of all. Grovelers.
Do you want to ask Magana anything?
Them or me?
Them. But you two.
I'm not there.
Wait.
Shh. No one cares.
You just asked me.
Why?
No, we're talking about the two-headed orc.
Oh, I thought she said Ben.
No, them.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I'll come back to the orc. Let's go to Carabas again really quick.
What's up, dog?
Alright, Carabas, you're now in this room with the dwarven statues, and you've just spent 40 minutes examining this door. You're pretty sure this door is magically sealed and triggered externally somehow.
I look at the statues.
These statues look super familiar. Their pose is just different, but it's like whoever made them looks very familiar, the craftsmanship.
I look at the statues more closely. Can they be moved?
You try to move one?
Yes.
Alright, you push this one, and it slides.
Wait, am I on the map? Let me
this
see.
way.
Okay, and what happens afterwards?
When you push it that way.
I'm sorry, I pushed this one?
Oh, I moved this guy. Don't you move this guy?
Yeah, that one as well. Okay, does anything happen? What are these? Just tiles?
These blue things?
Yeah.
They look to be little triangles in the floor. They're about waist high for you. Tiberius is reading the wall text. He has like a whole bunch of notes scrawled out.
Hmm. Okay, does anything happen to the floor?
You can examine, there are some ruts in the floor, but the floor is very dirty.
I asked Tiberius if he has anyone here to help with heavy lifting and manual labor.
He's like, but of course, I have my man. And he goes, and like, out of like the shadows comes this very large ape man.
I explained to Tiberius that we need to clean up the floor.
Make this Tiberius. He's like, of course, Bobo, the broom. And the ape goes over, grabs 3 different tools before he finally gets the right one.
Classic.
Make this will be Bobo.
Jesus.
Sweep.
Sweep everywhere, Bobo.
He just wanders around. Sweep. The whole place starts filling with dusty air.
I cough.
you cough. See, 1 second. Oh, they moved.
Oh no!
Nope. One more time. Got this. Almost. Oh, no.
Starts looking up dungeon sees puzzles.
Haha, good luck.
You'll never find which dungeon siege.
Yeah, they have like 30 puzzles. You're gonna hurt.
Okay.
After Bobo wipes, you see there's some lines show up, but not all the lines are showing up, it may seem.
I bring Tiberius over.
You're gonna come over here and stand by you?
Yeah, and I show him the lines.
He's like, oh, that's what it means, he says. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out this little notebook, and he starts flipping through the pages.
Do I recognize the notebook?
You do.
I asked Tiberius about the curious script in his hand.
He says this. He's like, it is just some notes I have taken.
Oh, you take all your notes in Dwarven?
He starts. You can see like a beam of sweat just traced on his face, but his face is cold. He's not giving up. He's like, of course. He's like, it's actually a perfect language. You see, he talks about how the certain syllables of the Dwarven language just ring out to him.
You know, would you mind if I took a look at that? I speak Dwarven myself, and am quite the scholar when it comes to traps.
He's like, I don't know if you can read it. My handwriting isn't quite legible, you see.
Oh, I can read it just fine. I'm reading over your shoulder right now.
You want to try to take it from him?
Not with Bobo here.
He relinquishes it to you with a sigh.
I thank you. You know, your handwriting is remarkably similar to an old deceased friend of mine.
Make a sense motive check.
No, I'm bad at those. Nailed it.
Let's see.
Hold on.
You only got...
Nothing happened yet. 6.
Alright. As you take the notebook from him, he reaches in his sleeve and pulls out a knife. You're like, this seems okay.
I'm like, Tiberius. Like, I obviously have enough common sense to know that this is not okay.
He finally turns to you and he says, "It is my strongest regret that I may have accidentally have lifted this from your associate."
And when you say that, how direct were you in the lifting?
He looks to you. He says, "Oh, the other night when you caught that pervert, you see."
Hmm.
Jake never passed his sense. He didn't pass a sense motive on it. He got like a 3, and I was like, "Well, he lifts it without even like a thought."
I understand your pursuit for knowledge and academics. However, I would have preferred if you just came to me.
He sighs. He says, "You can." He says, "You can only discover so many dead things before everybody gets bored of that." He says, "To be truly great, you have to find something new, something that's happening." He says, "I let it get the best of me." He just puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, "We're still friends, though, right?"
I totally understand where he's coming from. And I'm like, as long as you promise not to betray this friendship again.
He just kind of looks at you and sighs. He's like, "That might be hard." About 10
I
dwarves
get
come
ya,
in.
and I start laughing with him.
You just start laughing.
Alright, let's figure this out. So I think if we move these, I'm holding on to this, by the way.
He's like, "Oh, of course, of course."
Oh, yo, what the fuck? What are all these guys?
They're dwarves that came down. They wanted to see what's going on.
Hello, dwarves!
Most of them are kind of wearing hoods. They kind of wave. Some of them are like, one of them just comes up and thanks you. They're like, "My family was caught in that jail, and you got them out."
Oh, yes, yes. I'm glad I could help. Now, perhaps you could help me. We are attempting to figure out this old dwarven puzzle, and it would be good to have some fresh eyes that are not Bobos.
Bobo, Bobo.
Bobo, the new Bruno of this game.
It's Bruno time.
He looks angry. His name tag reads Bruno.
I can't wait for that recurring character. All right, what would you like to do for puzzles?
You want to switch back to them, or are they at a dead pass right now?
They're at a dead pass. I want to push this really hard, really quick.
Okay, not a problem. Let's see. Let's rotate this one so that it's facing south. Perfect. Did that change anything?
As soon as you move it to there, the line in front of the dwarf begins to seep seawater.
Okay, does it flow into this here?
Yes.
And what does that do?
The pyramid begins to glow.
Okay. This one south as well. Same thing, I'm assuming?
Indeed. Water begins to trickle out from the mostly the eyes and like the mouth areas of the statues. This one?
This one's glowing. Is this one glowing?
This one has begun to glow.
Okay. So it looks like I'm guessing Tiberius that it's a double circuit statue protocol. Saying words that don't make any sense. He's like, yes.
It's like, yes, indeed. I believe we do need to rotipitate these statues in such a way that they will circuit rate.
We are the smartest.
Dwarves all just nod.
My theory is that this is here, which is why that is linked. But if it was a double statue, then we are left with this one in the center. So for now, let's not worry about that one. Let's do this to there. Rotate this one to the east.
Let's see. When you rotate this one to the east, this pyramid stops glowing.
Okay, I rotate it back.
It begins glowing again.
So this one's actually connected. Here, I'm gonna draw over mine with my color so it's more clear.
But I'll move this green one out of here.
So it's actually this to this. And did you say that these pyramids moved?
They don't appear to move. You can try.
Good.
It's just they don't have a base that's circular, so you assume they can't be moved.
I'm gonna move this one to the east.
East. Click. As soon as you move that one to the east, this begins glowing.
Okay, so all that's left is the one in the center. I'm gonna move this one to the west.
Move this one to the west. When it locks into place, nothing happens.
I'm going to move it to the south. Anything?
Nope.
I'm gonna move it to the north.
Nothing.
And it started out in east, right?
Yep. Oh, it started out in the facing the west, I think.
Okay, then I'm gonna move it to the east.
You already tried the east.
Oh. Well, which one haven't I tried? I tried all of them, right?
Yep.
I asked Bobo to clean around this statue more thoroughly.
Alright. Let me go up a level really quick. And copy. Eh. 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 Eh.
I go to the middle pyramid.
This one.
Yeah. It's not glowing?
No, this one isn't lighting up.
Is it empty?
It doesn't look any different than any of the other ones, just that it is not lit up.
I collect some of the seawater from one of the other ones and put it on top of the last pyramid.
Okay. The water smells gross and stagnant in your hands as you pour it on there. It glows for a second, and you hear some creaking from the door, but it doesn't, the glowing seems to stop.
Okay. I'm gonna move this one.
Yep.
To the north.
When you move it to the north, nothing seems to happen.
This one doesn't turn off?
Nope.
I move this one to the south. Anything?
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, so I know that it's this one and this one. Or no. Yeah, it must be these two that make up the path to this one, right?
It's a little trickier than that. Tiberius thinks he has the idea, but he wants to see if you can get it, he says.
Glitter dust.
Glitter dust everybody.
Now everyone's blind. I ask him for a good-natured hint.
He tells you that he's like, I think you have to use all the statues.
At once.
Oh, he says all of them except this one.
That seems strange. So would I make one big pathway with all of them?
He just kind of he like nudges and winks you.
Okay. Rotate this one so that the pathway is that way.
I didn't know I could name these pieces.
So can you update the pathways when they change?
What do you mean?
Wait, hold on. Maybe nothing.
I'll say the pathways don't change. Only what's lit up changes. Well, I guess they do change because whether they have water flowing them or not makes a difference.
So this is the only one I don't use.
That's what Tiberius say. Are you so close?
Am I?
You are super close. I think you'll realize real quick.
Was that last change necessary?
No.
Okay, I revert it.
Oh. Maybe it was, because if you turn this guy back, then this one turns off.
I turn it back then. I make everything work.
Alright, so everything but the middle piece works right now.
What happens if I turn this one right here?
You want to turn him which direction?
Facing the north.
Nothing seems to happen.
Nothing turns off either.
Nope.
To the west.
Nothing seems to happen there either.
This is difficult.
You want to give in to Tiberius and he'll just give you the answer?
No, never. I just look at him like, well, we're gonna die here.
He's like, I brought snacks.
Is it a sequence? Why do those things have to light up? Does their direction mean anything? This one to the south.
Which one?
This one.
Alright, when you move him to the south, nothing seems to happen.
Okay. What's the only direction it hasn't been in?
It hasn't been to the east yet.
Move to the east.
When you move it to the east, this one shuts off.
Why? Unless they're all like underground pipes or something. They're all like each 3 ways, you know what I mean? So if it's facing the east right now, that would mean that the pipe would be... Is that close? Is that a good idea?
You're almost there. Oh, I'm so dumb.
What?
You also don't need to use one of these 2 statues.
Okay, rotate this one to the south.
This one?
Yeah.
You do that, this one lights back up.
This is riveting gameplay for our stream.
Yeah, they're just like, and try turning this one this way. It's great, because on the stream it shows you the answer.
Oh no. They're probably just screaming like, why haven't you done this yet?
You're like, you're so dumb.
Oh, this is my worst nightmare. Can I make an insight check? Is that a thing?
Just ask Tiberius to help you.
Tiberius, please help me.
Tiberius is like, oh, you silly gnome. Let your brother help you. He tells you to turn this one to the east.
But that turns it off.
He says sometimes to make progress, you have to destroy what you already have.
Whoa.
You want to know a fun fact?
No.
A male oyster can filter 50,000 gallons of water a day.
Wow.
He's
Fun
helping
facts.
What?
Please leave.
Savage.
Alright, this light turns off.
Thank you. Which one?
This light is now off.
Is that 2 lights?
Yeah, it means the middle one and this bottom one are off.
Alright. So I should just turn all the lights off?
He points at this statue.
I rotate that one to the west.
Turn to the west. And you hear nothing. Nothing happens.
I turn it to the south.
Bobo farts.
Because it went to the south?
Yep, Bobo continues to fart.
I leave it there so he dies.
He can get closer to you.
No! I
You're
turn to
his
the
friend.
east.
You're Bobo's friend.
East.
When you rotate it to the east, water begins to flow, and this one lights up, and the center one lights up.
I did it.
You hear snapping and creaking.
I run away.
Air pressure changes. The huge gate starts to roll open, and like a small dribble of seawater comes out.
I'm dumb and bad at puzzles.
Did you get what the thing was, though?
Huh?
Did you get what it was?
No.
Let's see. This
Was
one.
I right with the 3 pipe thing?
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Let's see. This guy turned it on. This guy turned it off. This guy turned it back on again. But this guy.
That seems really simple.
Yeah, it's just hard to illustrate.
Yeah, I don't think the format is helping me a lot. But, you know.
I thought you did pretty good, though. It was much better than the last one.
Yeah, that one took forever.
Alright, cool. Alright, so let me go back to Barbosa and the boulder. Let's see. Orcs are asking like 30 questions a second. It's easier for them because they got 2 heads and scout questions. They kind of can't keep up with most of them. Most of them are about like the early times and like what the pilgrimage weapons are and why they exist and how cool her granddad was.
Barbosa kind of excuses herself, or she goes out of the room.
The boulder still wants to ask the dragon a question about the egg that he has. So
Alright.
he's gonna hang out.
Sandor's gonna go outside with Barbosa and like show off the shiny swords that he kind of lifted or maybe have just taken from a pile.
She gives like a weak smile when she buries her face in her hands.
Alright, we'll go with Boulder first. Boulder.
The boulder takes his hat off and removes the mysterious egg he's been carrying around for literally the entire game from underneath his hat and holds it in his big meaty palms delicately.
Let's see. The orcs aren't looking, they turn and look, and they both just can no longer function. Their minds have gone blank. Morgana looks at it and she readjusts her glasses after looking at something close, then continues to readjust them. And then,
Readjust them into infinity.
she's a red dragon? She turns pink. She's so pale.
Oh. The boulder wants to know what this egg is. Do you have any idea? Dragons lay eggs, right?
When the boulder gets close, Morgana, leaps from the pile of daggers and knives and swords that she was laying on to the back of the cavern.
Oh. Is it poisonous? Is it a poisonous egg? Is the boulder going to die?
Orc, Elwing, he's on. They're like face down on the ground. They can't get up. They're just kind of groveling. They were groveling. So he looks. He's like, it's a poison. It'll cover the whole earth, child.
Oh boy. The boulder would never raise a child to be that angry. Says the barbarian who rages.
The boulder's like, I hope it's a puppy.
So, the egg is bad.
The orc is like, that's what we've been searching for, and he like points at. Well, he can't point. He kind of like squirms.
Boulder has had the legendary relic this entire time.
The orc, the smaller orc, Zeke's like, smash it!
Boulder likes the egg.
Yo, but what is it though?
Does not want to smash the egg. The boulder has been carrying the egg the entire game. Safely in his hat.
He tells you that it is in danger and you're in danger. The two orcs just start talking and as fast as they can. They're not making any sense. And Morgana slowly gets closer again.
Gonna ask Morgana what she thinks. Or to tell him what it is.
When the orc tells you to smash it, she gets close and she tells you that there's such powerful magic, I don't think you could smash it.
The boulder does not want to smash it right now. The boulder is not really sure what this egg is, but the boulder is attached to it.
Let's see. Morgana says, tell you what this egg is. May be complicated.
Oh, the boulder is not very smart.
The boulder is great with complicated things. Caribus one time taught the boulder how to play Connect 4.
The boulder will try to understand.
Alright, Morgana tells you that before there was anything, before there were the humanoid races, this whole continent, all the islands and all of it, were owned by humongous creatures. They just called them gods, basically. But even the dragons were afraid of them, even the largest dragons.
So like Titans?
Yeah, they're basically titans.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically, when the humanoid races just crawled around like ants, just worshipping and fearing them. You said that over time what happened is the humanoid races and some of the more intelligent races got together and decided they would basically just tame the gods or kill them and flee and create a world where they could like exist basically on the surface and become like a civilization.
Okay.
Man, I'm butchering this. But anyway, she says that her granddad and his partner basically forged all these weapons that are just made to kill these gods, basically.
The pilgrimage weapons?
Yeah.
Okay.
She says that's what they were made for. That's why they only exist. She said that they actually could only be wielded by like the best of all of the races, basically.
Okay. And this egg is a god?
She tells you that the last god to die happened to live on this island. That he was a terrible, violent creature with just no brain at all, no thought, was just the living embodiment of evil chaos, basically. She explains him as being so big that his body was like mountains in the sky, and that he would just block out the sun for days with his body.
He was that ripped.
Yeah, he was
Shredded.
swole.
He was swole.
Swole with his god power.
Not to cut the dramatic tension, sorry.
That's fine.
I am interested in what's happening, though.
She tells you that was Croth, and he basically owned this island, and the dwarves just lived under him in fear, and he just would obliterate villages and wander around and eat whatever he wanted, kill everything.
What was his name?
Croth.
K-R-A-W?
Kroth.
Oh,
Sounds
gotcha.
as if this creature was not raised very well.
She says, well, a lot of these gods, they all just breed asexually, and they were just horrifying, chaotic monsters, basically.
Ah.
She tells you that some dwarven heroes using pilgrimage weapons killed Croth. But she looks and she says, but today I just learned that not all the gods are dead. And she points at that egg.
How long do you think it'll take for it to hatch? Will it be big when it hatches?
The god says she doesn't know. She didn't exist when the gods existed,
Ah.
which is only like a few thousand years ago.
I'm going to inspect the egg more thoroughly.
Make a sense motive.
Sense motive on the egg.
Yes.
Make an egg motive.
Egg motive.
You had that hat that makes any egg hatch. Wait, you don't want that. Crit
That's just a
fail.
really unlucky combination of things that you found, Boulder.
You pick up the egg, and you feel good. This egg is great. It looks cute.
Boulder likes this egg.
Doesn't look like some kind of volcanic turd covered in chaotic evil.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it looks like a cute puppy to you. You think it couldn't harm a fly.
Sounds good. The Boulder will share this information with his friends.
Okay, let's go back to Barbosa and Sandor. Let's see. Sandor's like swinging his swords around. There's like a bunch of sheep outside. He takes some deep breaths. He's like, isn't it great? He's like, there's so much sun today after all that rain.
Kick open the cave door and be like, guys, I have a god egg.
What?
That's right, we've never even met a cleric. Because a cleric would have flipped out.
Mm-hmm.
If only we had picked a cleric in our group.
If only a cleric had happened. If only there was a cleric.
Oh, my bad.
Never even searched everyone's aura.
Never even used Zone of Truth.
Yeah, that's okay though.
I don't know if I can keep doing this. I just say.
It's okay, Barbosa. The Boulder will take good care of this nice, friendly god egg.
Sandor's like, I'm getting too old for this also.
The Boulder is older than both of you.
Probably.
The Boulder is as old as stone.
The Boulder is 54.
That is older than Sandor. Sandor opens up a canteen when he learns this and starts drinking. He gives some to Barbosa.
Oh,
Takes
it's just
a
like
long swig
it's the
from a.
it's the scene from Dungeon Meshi when they find out how old Chichlac is, and then Elias is like, Mr. Chichlac.
Yeah, and like when they give him the sex talk, and he's just horrified
Oh, poor Chichlac.
because Chichlac's a halfling, but he's actually 30, and he likes to drink.
Oh god.
Chichlax, sir.
Mr. Chichlack.
I forgot about him.
Dungeon Mesh is so good.
I was gonna do character stuff, but it's not gonna happen now.
Well, I was gonna have a bonding moment with Sandor. Thanks, God Egg.
Because I kicked down the door.
The best
sorry.
part of waking up is
Retcon.
got egg in your head.
Retcon didn't kick down the door. Have your moment. Sorry, guys.
I'm dead.
I'll say Sandor said something about the rain. Now it's sunny out.
Weather change fast. What?
No, Sandor is ensuing that bad things happen and then good things come to pass after.
I don't know if I can keep doing this, Sandor. Like what I did back in the city. Are we any better than Garl?
Sandor tells you you did what you had to do.
Where do we draw the line? Where does it keep going? I lost control there. And I destroyed him. I didn't think I had that in me.
Sandor would probably, what would he say? He'd be like, he's lived a long time, and he says that good and bad are so relative. It's just you just got to hold on to the people you can. He says, make sure nobody can touch them. And he tells you this town's making us crazy, and that we should just get out of Lombardia. Look at what it's done to everybody.
You might be right, Sandor. Maybe I'll just go home. But everyone here I see them as my family. I don't want to lose them. I don't want to lose anyone in my family ever again. I can't even hold on to them. They just keep slipping through. Like at the bungalow, and now with the spire. I don't think I'm strong enough. I don't think I can keep doing this.
Let's see. Sandor would tell you that together we're strong enough to do anything. Is that too after school special?
Can the boulder kick down the door now?
I grab him by the arm to help me up, and I say thanks and give him a hug. And then you can just destroy the door.
Okay, I'm gonna kick down the door. Barbosa! Oh, we are hugging now? Yes, the boulder likes hugs. Joins the hug. God
egg shenanigans ensue.
Yes.
And then Barbosa's alcoholic now.
Oh, God.
It's like Darkest Dungeon. You have despair now. Alright, I haven't played Darkest Dungeon. What are the negative benefits you get sometimes?
I have also not played it.
There's the worries.
The worries?
And you have increased stress just all the time. There's also like Tippler, where you can only relieve stress from drinking. There's this one time I have this person, right? And they reduce stress a lot if they go to the brothel. So I always sent them to the brothel.
Mm-hmm.
And for like 4 weeks, they were missing. Like they were just gone. And then on the 4th week is like, yes, they came back from unknown whorehouses. I'm just like, I don't, what?
I'm just mad STDs.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, you can get syphilis just by jumping into a pool of water and a bunch of other random diseases.
Just get some fish sex accidentally from the water.
Oh, well, I mean, it's like, there's a jellyfish enemy. Sometimes if it hits you, you get syphilis. And I'm just like, what is going on?
I should try that game.
It's pretty good. I like it. It's because of the dumb tentacles.
Man, damn tentacles. I can't even talk. I'm not even drunk tonight.
Yeah, I can't talk either. Okay, we don't
Alright,
talk for a while.
that was my spiel. I'm sorry.
That was good. I just wanted to see because now your character's jaded.
The boulder
Gain the jaded descriptor.
would like to get Sandor and Barbossa's advice about his cute god egg that he found.
You wake up tomorrow and Sandor's just frying it.
Can't break
we
it.
break it with this? And I show Garl's sword.
The boulder looks like you just asked him to kick his puppy.
Is it like a great elder evil?
But look at it, it's so cute! The boulder thinks that if the boulder carries it around, then maybe when it hatches, he'll be like its mom.
But what happens if it hatches and just squishes you?
But it's so tiny, look at the size of this tiny egg.
It's like bigger than a
Can't be
basketball.
bigger than me. I'm me.
I think we should just break it. You don't have to be here for it.
Oh.
I can't stand the boulder puppy dog eyes, and I just say fine. We'll risk the entirety of
I
the
would
world.
have stopped the
whatever we
world from
care
being destroyed
about,
from elder evils.
But
But the boulder failed his sense motive on the egg.
Twice.
No, but the only character that arguably has the most sense out of everyone was just like, yeah, but the boulder kept giving me like puppy dog eyes. I just really didn't feel like dealing with it.
we don't know. We don't know what will happen when it hatches.
You don't know what the boulder's puppy dog eyes are capable of.
Is this gonna be like Yu Yu Hakusho and the egg's actually not gonna do anything?
Just a little Furby pops out.
Just a Furby.
Perhaps we should wait and see what our other companions think before we act on the boulder's lovely egg.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And Barbossa keeps an eye on any opportunity to get the egg and break it.
The boulder tucks it safely back in his hat.
Cool. Let me go to Carabas really quick so we can end on a cliffhanger.
30 knives just pointed at you.
What was that, Morgan?
Oh, it was just like 30 knives pointing at Carabas.
Yeah, he has that smug cat face.
Exactly.
The fox face from anime.
There it is. Alright, Benny, you're standing next to Tiberius, and he says that we can go up the steps. We're about to become legends, son.
Nice.
We'll be known far and wide as the people who found the mysterious relic. Alright, so once the doors open, you all go inside. There's maybe like 5 dwarves with you. There's this huge, it's like 3-story tall step pyramid.
That's quite a ziggurat.
Let's see. They tell you that at the top is the secret relic that we have been seeking, and once we find it, oh boy, we'll be rich. We'll be signing autographs everywhere we go.
I'll be somebody.
He's like, "Will be somebody." Wraps his arm around you. You want to go inside with him?
Yeah.
All right, you guys step to the ziggurat. You and him start climbing the ziggurat. As soon as you start going up, these little blue lights light up on the ceiling, and you can see the ceiling, and it is just covered in ropers. It's like 40 ropers.
Oh God. I use my rod of ropes to make a hasty escape.
There's just make a reflex save.
So you tie up your companion so the ropers get them first.
Is that not exactly what I just said?
All right, now let me roll for you. Alright, you use your rod of ropes. Instead of it making a whisk noise, it makes a raspberry fart noise. The rope wraps around you and Tiberius, and you're now tied up with a DC 18 on the ground.
Ha! Ropers won't eat their own kind.
Yeah, an extremely large roper now blocks the doorway with his 23 reflex save.
Fuck.
Tune in next week to see the thrilling conclusion.
Tune in next week to watch me roll a new character.
This time you have to be a kobold.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna be two
Kobold
gnomes.
party.
2 gnomes.
A double gnome.
In a trench coat.
And 3 trench coats.
Man, John wouldn't let me play 2 goblins in a trench coat.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It should be 3 because they're so short.
That makes sense. Did you try for 3?
I did. I said 3 in a wheelbarrow, and he said no.
Classic John.
There's just one big fat one who pushes them in the wheelbarrow, and then 2 of them that sit in the wheelbarrow and laugh about things.
Like how they have a fat goblin pushing them around.
That sounds like a great time, honestly.
Cool.
Alrighty.
On the stream there.